Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Ryan here. Grab your coffee, get comfortable, because today's episode is going to hit a little different. We're talking about a money rule that nobody teaches you. Not in school, not in college, not in your family, not in your workplace. And honestly, if someone had told me this rule when I was 18, 20, even 25, I would have avoided so many mistakes. This is not one of those stop buying coffee conversations. This is not about budgets or cutting expenses. This is about the real reason people stay broke, even when they work hard, even when they try, even when they're doing all the right things. I want you to listen with an open mind. Some of what I'll say might challenge the way you see money. Some parts might make you uncomfortable. And that's good. Growth happens there. As always, drop your thoughts in the comments. I read everything. Your stories help me shape every new episode. All right, let's get into it.
Broke people focus on income. Wealthy people focus on capacity. Let me say that again, because this is the whole podcast. Broke people focus on how much money they make. Wealthy people focus on how much money they can handle. Nobody teaches you this. Schools teach you to earn. Society tells you to earn. But nobody teaches you how to hold money, how to manage it, how to expand your capacity for it. That's why the moment most people make more money, they lose it just as fast. This is why someone can go from making $2,000 a month to $6,000 a month and somehow still feel broke. Because income didn't change their capacity. It only made their problems bigger.
This is the part nobody talks about. Money is emotional before it is mathematical. If you grew up in a stressful household where money meant fear, you'll carry that into adulthood. If you grew up with parents who said, when money comes in, it should be spent immediately, that becomes your habit. If you grew up watching people fight about bills, you associate money with tension. So when you finally start making more money, your nervous system panics. You subconsciously try to get rid of money because holding it feels unsafe. This is why many people sabotage themselves. They overspend, they deserve a treat, they upgrade everything too fast, they avoid looking at their bank account. Not because they're bad with money, but because their body has never learned how to feel safe with money. That's why I always say, if you don't fix your emotional relationship with money, you'll never fix the financial result.
You can't out-earn a small mindset. Trust me, I've tried. When I was younger, I kept thinking, I just need to make more. Then everything will be fine. But every time I made more, I found a way to lose it. New laptop, nicer car, spontaneous trips, upgrading my apartment, eating out daily. I wasn't upgrading my life. I was numbing my anxiety because I didn't have the capacity to hold money. Your financial life expands to the size of your self-image. If you see yourself as someone who always struggles, you'll recreate struggle even with higher income. If you see yourself as someone who can't save, you'll prove yourself right every month. You can't build wealth with beliefs that shrink you.
Here's something wealthy people understand. Systems protect money better than discipline. People think the rich are disciplined. They're not. They're structured. They automate investments. They automate savings. They automate bills. They automate protection. Because automation removes emotion. It removes inconsistency. It removes self-sabotage. Broke people rely on willpower. Rich people rely on systems. That's the rule.
Let's talk about something powerful. Your financial circle determines your financial ceiling. If your friends think $100 is a lot, you'll stay small. If your family believes investments are risky, you'll avoid the very thing that could change your life.
If the people around you live paycheck to paycheck, you'll normalize that lifestyle without even noticing. But when you sit with people who are building, who are investing, who are planning, who think long-term, your capacity grows simply by being in the room. Let me give you a rule no influencer talks about. Wealth is boring. Broke is exciting. Broke is last-minute expenses, impulsive buys, emotional spending, chaos, drama, stress, panic highs and lows. Wealth is repeating the same investments, sticking to the same plan, saying no to quick dopamine, watching slow growth, peace, calm, predictability. Most people stay broke because they crave emotional excitement. They need something happening. They mistake chaos for aliveness. But wealth is calm. Wealth is steady. Wealth is repetitive. If you can't tolerate the boredom of consistency, you'll never experience the freedom of stability.
You say you want to save, but are you someone who sees yourself as a saver? You say you want to invest, but are you someone who sees yourself as an investor? Your bank account is just a reflection of your identity, not your goals, not your motivation, not your income, your identity. You can't be wealthy with a struggling identity. You can't save with an I'm bad with money identity. You can't invest with an I'm scared of losing identity. Your identity must shift first, then your finances follow. The real money rule: you don't rise to the level of your income. You fall to the level of your capacity. This is the truth that changed my life. More money won't save you. More income won't fix you. More opportunities won't help you unless your capacity grows first. You are broke not because you're lazy, not because you're incapable, not because you're behind. You're broke because nobody taught you this rule. Money grows when you grow, not when your salary grows.
All right, everyone. That was a deep one. This episode wasn't meant to judge you. It was meant to wake something up in you. Because if you can expand your money capacity, your emotional capacity, your mindset capacity, your systems, your environment, your identity, then wealth stops being a dream and starts becoming your baseline. If you enjoyed this episode, if it made you think, if it hit you even a little bit, make sure you subscribe and tell me in the comments, what part of this episode hit you the most? Which money habit do you want to change first? I read everything. You inspire every chapter of this podcast. This is Ryan, and I'll see you in the next episode.